We're ready to go. And South Carolina wins the opening tip. It goes to Raven Johnson, the outstanding point guard, and we are underway. Paopao with a mid-range shot, drops that down. Outside here for Shade. She's going to back it beyond the three-point line for UConn. Arnold trying to dump it. Becker's on the attack, and that'll spin in. Cruz has coming in, also with 5 rebounds, 4 assists a game.
Looking to get the ball in the pinch post and then attack the basket. You mentioned it already, Dave.
Sometimes she's like, well, I'm not going to drop 30 on this particular team. This isn't the case today. Obviously, it's South Carolina, but a lesser opponent. Paopao way downtown and sinks it. A three-pointer. The point guard who had 17 assists against Clemson, second most in program history, can really dish it. Watkins gets a little bit of an opening. Here's Hall on the attack to lay it in.
South Carolina just looking so confident coming into this game.
In transition, here comes UConn. That's what they want to do, really push it. Shade will knock it down. And this is what South Carolina fears most about UConn, the transition game. Shade with a miss there. Here's Becker's got it, mid-range. She has 4.
Aaliyah Edwards has not gotten a look inside. And yes, South Carolina is giving her some attention, but she has really been an anchor for them on the offensive end.
Nice touch to knock that one down. Watkins. Hand off for the point guard. Watkins finds herself open. She could hit that all day, and that means UConn will be in deep trouble if that occurred. The junior and former player of the year. Just getting started here in the first on an amazing sports day in our country, and that'll rattle home. Shade, again, 38% beyond that three-point line.
To get the Gamecocks going, and Ashlyn Shade stepping in big time for these 3.
So quiet in this first quarter.
Yeah, just because she has not gotten a lot of looks.
Watkins forced it up there, banked it in, and she'll go to the line. Boy, so much talent there.
Games to start, especially with Camila Cardoso being away, and she has made the most of it there. Driving to the basket, we saw her hit the mid-range.
Right back at it, UConn turns it. Arnold with the theft, and the block from out of nowhere by Watkins.
One more time, I mean, Watkins, again, long arms, phenomenal athlete. I mean, for her to avoid the body of Arnold and block it from behind like that, elite athlete.
Edwards with a strong drive, will scoop it in. Aaliyah Edwards coming in at 18 points, 9 rebounds a game. Edwards looks okay. She got back into this play on the other end of the floor. Paopao, yes! From three-point land. Paopao again. Another one from three-point land. She is off to the races with 11.
It's just automatic. When she is on, it is automatic.
Arnold with the drive, scoops it up and in. KK Arnold, the freshman out of Germantown, Wisconsin. Here's Paopao again, around and out, but it looked really good coming out of the hand. But the follow is up and good by Kitts. And South Carolina looking awfully confident right now. Becker's catches, fires, and swishes into triple.
High-level basketball is fun to watch.
You got great players on both sides. Kitts will fill it up. Dropping that one home, the 6'2 sophomore. On a high post, Watkins, who's been a bright star early in this one. Raven Johnson trying to penetrate. Got in there for the bank shot. Very strong move. And UConn with a quick response as Shade will drop in 2. Now the game has totally changed when you have to prepare for South Carolina.
Last year, most teams played them in zone or sagging man-to-man and just clogged up the paint. You see Chloe Kitts and hit another mid-range jumper.
Getting some pretty good looks. Paopao steps back and knocks down another one. On fire.
Go right, come back, re-screen, step back, hand in her face. Woo, what a performance so far. Was very, very impactful. They do need her on the floor.
Paopao releases. Yes! Everything falling for her. And Angel's exactly right. I mean, you can miss some shots in practice, but if you're a great shooter, you make them in the games. And she is. Edwards scoops that up for two. Johnson, too strong. Watkins, and that'll rattle home.
That possession on that offensive board, I thought UConn looked a little bit tired.
Watkins with 8. Turned over again. Raven off the dribble. Excellent look there, but it wouldn't fall. Oh, Wiley's so quick with that step. Nice give underneath, and the easy 2 for Fagan.
She's a terrific passer, but so dangerous as a finisher as well.
And Roods, yes. 2-pointer, all net, 6 points. South Carolina playing without one of the great players in the country, Camila Cardozo, who's with her national team in Brazil. Johnson swishes that one in. That's Tessa Johnson.
It's just so remarkable how different a team South Carolina is this year from last.
Watkins again coming over to slap that free.
Ashton Watkins just has such terrific timing on her block shots, and part of the gift is doing it without putting yourself in a position to foul, and all of the contact is on the ball.
Rebound coming out high. For Wiley going around the back. Up and 2 more. Such a fun game to watch. Beckers kicks it out for Mule. Yes, and a 3 on target. Mule has it 5 seconds before halftime. Paige Beckers on the drive. Followed her miss, got it. That'll count. And we are now at halftime.
In reach, and UConn has missed a lot of really good looks in this first half. Paige Beckers gets that one to go.
Mule with a handoff. Edwards gets a touch on the scoop, and a nice way to start.
You would imagine that's exactly what UConn wanted from their first possession.
Bree Hall with a shot clock down to 8. Watkins again puts it to the deck. It's now down to 4. Got the shot up and hit it.
And shot clock running down. Look where she is on the floor. That's a tough shot for a right-handed player to make. The open shots that they were given in the first half. We've already seen them miss a couple here early.
Yeah, they've had some really good opportunities. Watkins, yes, 2 more. Kind of doing everything she wants.
The basket in here. Reverse pivot, drive, hit the little float.
That's what Gino wants her to do, get shots in the air. Shot clock to 5. She finds Edwards on the back down to the lane, and 2 more.
Much more intentional already here.
There you watch her in practice, running the floor, palming a basketball. She's got so many skills. Raven will give it off right back to her, and she'll bank it in. 2 of the better transition teams in the country at the very top of those charts. Edwards just lost it. No whistle on that play. Here's Kitts in the open floor. She'll drive it and score it. And out.
Shea Ralph has done an incredible job at Vanderbilt this season.
Nice inbounds and a quick strike by Arnold. Paopao. Johnson to drive it and can't score it. Got it back, won it, and got 2 more. Went for the window, couldn't bank it. Mule lost it right to Raven Johnson. High dribble got away. She's going to push the tempo and bank it in. Mule from the foul line, no. South Carolina. Oh, great feed for Kitts. Raven Johnson put it right there. Had any number of them been available on a day like today.
Yeah, what a strapping group of athletes.
That'll roll in. Nice touch there by Paige Beckers for 2. South Carolina with a 53-game home winning streak, which began December 17, 2020. They put it on lockdown at home. Fagan with the basket.
And South Carolina going right to the sweet spot against it, to the free throw line area to Fagan.
Picked off. Paopao with the drive and the left hand.
And Malaysia Paopao, we talk about how she has improved on the defensive end, and then she's going to finish the other way.
Shade gives it up. Samuels tries for the scoop, not there. Coming up on the final minute of the 3rd. Johnson lets fly. Tessa Johnson nails it. And they are laying it UConn. Shade with a pull-up pop. That rolls off. Edwards, good rebound. Right back up and in.
Coming into the start of the season with people knowing that they lost their 5 starters from a year ago, all drafted to the WNBA. You see Chloe Kitts finish there.
And you were there when they got a stiff test at LSU, 76-70. LSU, the number 9 team in the country, and that jump shot buried by Shade. That was in Baton Rouge. One of the best nights in college basketball all season long. And they continue to take on all comers. Shade outside the 3. Edwards. Nifty spin and a finish.
That's been UConn's best offense when they've been able to get Aaliyah Edwards a touch somewhere around.
Trying to make a move. That was tough, but the follow a little bit easier that time by Watkins. Edwards out of the pack with it. And the kick. Here's Shade. Yes. And a 3-pointer on target. Raven Johnson looking to penetrate and throw it away. Becker's got in there to deflect and steal. And here she comes. Stepping into it. Knocks it down. They call that a 2-pointer. 8 points away, but it's such an amazing story. It's caught the attention of the entire country. UConn, here's Beckers, will release in time to knock it down in front of the shot clock. And
the balance that they have with their interior and their guard play, plus their bench play. And to beat South Carolina, you're going to have to really catch them on an off day.
Hits with a nice touch. Took a little bit of bump there, didn't throw her off. You talk about UConn history. Largest losses under Gino. You got to go back to 89, 92. That's amazing to have to go back that far. My son was born in 1989. Will he get back to another Final Four this season? He's certainly got great stars in Beckers and Edwards, but in games like this one, is that'll rattle home for Mule. Stanford and NC State.
Here's UConn as the number 1 3 seed right now.
7 on the shot clock. Edwards off a nifty fake, will drive it and reverse for 2.
Tell you what, she has been really good. She has been really good.
Their 54th consecutive home game, a winning streak at home going back to December of 2020. Samuels on target.